Yo, what's going on, man? Today is the 6th of July, 2024. It's the ChrisBeCappinn NBA Show / WNBA Show, live on Twitter, also live on YouTube as well. We are coming off yet another pretty rough night in the WNBA. It's been pretty inconsistent recently, really just getting smoked. I never really shy away from it or run from it. So we'll get into a quick recap of last night. We'll also go to the two games that we have in the W for the day, and I'll get to the comments as well. So let's do this. Yesterday, Seattle minus the 10, they lose outright. I think they closed at 10.5. Chicago wasn't going for it. Kennedy Carter looked like Michael Jordan last night. Jewel Lloyd was a sheller herself. Seattle couldn't make a three. Couldn't really get a stop either. Angel Reese had 27 points. Her career high, hit 2 threes last night. First 2 threes of the WNBA season. Pretty bad. And in Vegas, when I bet against them, they, of course, looked like the best team in the world. I faded them twice in a row. Lost the Fever game. Lost the Mystics game. So I took them first half yesterday, thinking they might run out of gas in the second half, and they're losing straight up at halftime yesterday after being 6-1. I think 6-1. I think it is 6-0 since Chelsea Gray came back. And then at halftime, when they were down 8-9, whatever it was, I did live bet them to win the game as well, minus 120 on BetMGM, and that was a loser as well. So I think the first 2 plays were 0.75 unit plays. The second play was a half unit play to 0.6, half unit play to 0.6 units to win a half unit. So we go 0-3 yesterday, minus 2 more units yesterday, and now we're down to only about 2.5 units on the full season being up. So I wanted to address a couple things because the channel continues to grow on a daily basis, and I'm appreciative of that. I really, really am. People that tune in, that want my advice or, just kind of want to see how I'm kind of looking at the games, whether you're going to make the plays that I like or not. Everybody who joins as a member, I really do appreciate that. But I wanted to I don't really do this too often. It's probably because I don't get too cold too often, but I wanted to take a second and address what you guys can see here is the slide that that I made here about just about the cold streak. So I get these comments and they don't have a big impact on me, because I understand sports betting is long term, right? It's all about long term profit. And I even blank the people names out because I don't want people going in on them or none of that. But comment comes in last night, says frustrated, I'm losing my bankroll listening to you. And then one before that says, I found your channel about a week ago and you done lost me a lot of money since then. Damn, bro. So a couple things I want to say here. And like I said, first I don't usually address these, and then I'll go through the comments and get into a couple of the games. First thing is I place all the official bets, and the person up top is an actual member, probably a new member, but somebody that is a member. I place all the official bets that I'm sending out. So if you're losing money, I'm losing money as well. Just know that. I'm not getting on here to give you guys plays that I don't absolutely love. Have we been cold recently? We absolutely have. Actually, ever since the Commissioner's Cup, which was on the 25th. So about a little over a week, we've been cold. But has the WNBA been inconsistent? It absolutely has. I'm transparent as they come. I give out plays. I give out leans on a daily basis. I recap them all. Then I stay on the screen with the recap to go through the comments, win, lose, or draw for the next day. So I'm always on this screen. When I go through the comments, I don't shy away from it. Some of your favorite sports bettors may. I don't shy away from it. I'm on here. I'm giving out plays. I do this every single day, win, lose, or draw. Always show up the next day. And next, I just want to say that it's a ton of WNBA sports betting content shows that you could watch. So watch the other ones. If you don't have if you don't have the good energy, man, you don't have to come around. You can unsubscribe from the picks if you signed up, and you can watch other plays. You can also just cap the games yourself. You don't have to be in the comments. You don't have to take any of my plays if you don't think that they're the right ones. Clearly, you're here for a reason. Next thing I want to mention: cold streaks are going to happen. My work is done diligently, and my process never really changes too much. It stays the same. So we're gonna go through some ups, we're gonna go through some downs. Everything that I say not gonna happen. But it was just a couple weeks ago that we was up, 10 units, 11 units, and I was the GOAT, So these cold streaks are gonna happen. Like I said, you can cap the games yourself, make your own plays. You don't have to sign up for my picks. You don't have to watch the show. I play what I like, and I give recommendations for the games based on my capping. So fade me, unsubscribe, but the energy just got to be better. This is not a part of the ChrisBeCappinn community. We win together, we lose together, we end up having some draws together. So I just wanted to address that real quick. Like you can absolutely fade me. It's my fault that the Aces decided that they were going to lose the game to the Sparks, even though it was a revenge game yesterday. And they were coming off, just looking like world beaters, winning every game by 20 points. And then you go to Vegas, even after resting your players on the first leg of a back-to-back. Nobody played more than 27 minutes, and you lose the game outright to the Sparks. That's my fault. The Sparks team that also just lost to the Mystics. I'll take that. So what I'm gonna do today is we'll go back here. I'll go through the comments, and then I'll tell you guys how I'm looking to play the game today. But I'll say this, and people gonna believe what they want to believe, so I really don't care. But I was already thinking last night. I fell asleep on the Aces game, and both of the games was going on at the same time. So the Seattle game I fell asleep on as well. But I was already kind of thinking like, man, the WNBA been a little janky recently. So I'm probably gonna I was thinking the weekend off. I was like, I'll probably take the weekend off, and I'll come back on Monday. And I still could. I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. But I'm probably not going to play anything today. And that was way before this. I actually just saw this like maybe 25 minutes ago, and just wanted to address it real quick. So the two games for today, who knows how they're going to go, right? Just tell me what it is that you like. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the games. But I'm going to break them down, let you guys know how I'm looking at them. But I'm probably not going to play anything today. Let's go through a couple of the comments real quick before we get into the games for today. Prolific says, "Good morning, Chris. The women have been kind to us. Aces took my money last night. I think I'm taking a nice long break. Best of luck to everyone." And that's where I'm at with it as well, Prolific. It's just a lot of parity. I said this last week. He said Sparks should take the championship as well, but I digress. And I agree with that as well. Josh says, "Killed my storm." Watcher says, "We're going to have to rethink when we fading Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese with points. These girls and their teams are on a mission for the playoff spot in the Rookie of the Year. Some of the data points go out the window. Sky looked outstanding." They absolutely did. Watcher says, "I will never fade Carter points again. Straight dog." She is. Jordan Horston looked like she could have used a clone of herself last night. Kennedy Carter had 35 points or something? It still was something crazy last night. Truth says, "I got to start looking at Chicago differently," and I agree with that. They actually play the Storm again tomorrow. I'm interested to see what that line opens at, because they were 10-point dogs last night. What up, Justin? Dropping Dime says, "I'm going to be on the Storm heavy in the rematch." So already some disagreement there. Prolific says, "Man, Chris, I don't remember it being this bad so much. We need Tease back, man. Rest in peace to brother Tease." Yeah, rest in peace, Tease. Hope everything is good with Tease family for sure. It's been tragic recently though. What's up, Marquise? He says, "Let's get it on Saturday." Big Zan says, "Minnesota run line fever. First half, 2-game parlay. Hope you cash it, bro. Hope you cash it." Malcolm says, "Man, staying off the player props. Lloyd tripped out. Kennedy, too bad on my 10. Oh Lord, 10-leg parlay is crazy." Tyrone says, "Top of the morning, people." What up, Derek? PZ says, "Top of the morning. Aces minus 12.5 was trash. Upsets yesterday was the way to bet it." Absolutely. What up, Lightbearer? Justin says he cashed on the Wings team total was clutch. Right now, in the W, we got to keep it simple. That was my only action. Baseball has been sweet. Yeah. And that was the other thing, right? So yesterday when I came on the show, I said, I'm not taking the Wings to win the game. I'm not taking the Wings minus anything because they're not good enough, in my opinion. And the two plays that I talked about in that game was what? Wings team total over I think it was 82 and a half, 83 and a half. They got the 85. Of course, I didn't play it. And I said without Jordan Canada there that Alicia Gray was going to have a big game, and she crushes her player prop. So those were the two looks, of course, unofficial looks. I didn't play them either, but both of those cash. So I'm glad you got some cash with those, Justin. I did not. More Life Sway says, took the Sky first half money line in the Stormful game. Lloyd didn't show up, and Angel Reese Rookie of the Year. Book it. He definitely looked like it last night. She's getting better with time, too. That's one of the things you can't really project, especially against the best front line in the WNBA. Ezzie Magmagor, Neko Gumake. She looked great last night. She definitely looked great. Watcher says, bro, I don't even want to. I ain't even gonna go through all these comments, Watcher, but I appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate it. Let them ride said it's a marathon. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna get into all these, man. But I appreciate everybody. I just wanted to address it real quick because it's new people all the time. Zachariah says hit the like button. We appreciate it. None of that complaining. Appreciate that. Yeah, I ain't even gonna go through all these, man. I appreciate you guys for sure though. Devon taking with a $5 dono. He said, you the reason why I took the money line with the Sky. After your breakdown, keep doing it. I don't know. Well, I talked about the Sky what did I say good about the Sky yesterday? I think I said they're getting a lot of points in the paint, and the Seattle Storm was giving up a bunch of points in the paint. But I don't know what else I said about that. Not sure what I said about that. Let's get into the games for today, man. Let's see. Nate says Camilla needs to talk to her old coach again. She has to be more aggressive. You think so, Nate? Winning as a 4-point favorite. Winning as a 10-point dog by 4 points don't sound like they really need to do anything. Just keep doing what they're doing. Timeout says Angel is a student. She's listening to advice. Folks got to remember her and Caitlin basically had no off season. That's rough. Which is what? Yeah, I guess that's true. Timeout. That's a fact. HM says Angel is a lock. Her points, rebounds, and assists to go over. Dream had 28 turnovers. That don't surprise me at all. All right, let's get into it for today, man. 2 games on the board for today. First game up. Oh, no. Before we do that, I do want to mention this real quick. So I talked about this. I've been talking about it on both of the shows recently. On Monday, I think it's 10:30 a.m. I think that time still works. We will be going through the NBA free agency updates, kind of talking about some of the teams, some of the odds as well. This is what you got, these are championship odds right here. So Celtics, of course, favorite to win again. It's way too early to talk about this stuff, but just kind of want to talk about the impact of some of the free agents. So we'll get into this on Monday. You got OKC is the second all odds right favorite right now, with the Knicks right behind them, and Philly on here, and yeah, it's a bunch of different ways. And this isn't division. This isn't conference, but we'll look into how some of the trades kind of impacted, some of the draft picks kind of impact some of the odds. I'm gonna try to do one of these shows a month, maybe one of these shows every 2 weeks, just so we can kind of stay abreast of what's going on. So let's get into it for today. Like I said, that show will be on Monday at 10:30. Potentially may have a guest on as well, maybe even a couple guests. All right. So first game up, I want to see if these lines have moved any since I made the graphics. Looks like they have not. We got the New York Liberty on the road in Indiana. They are laying 10. Total up. This one opened at 169. It's up to 173.5. It was 171 yesterday when I was looking at it. I think after the line, when I first looked at it. So jumping into the game, we got a Liberty team that I think all of this stuff should be updated. So we got a Liberty team that could get Sabally back. She is listed as questionable. She's missed, I want to say, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month. It's been a while since she's played basketball. On the Fever side, Timmy Bentley is also listed as questionable with a right thumb injury. I want to say she finished the game against the Aces in the last one, but she is officially listed as questionable. She's been in and out of the rotation all season. So Liberty, super well rested, 3 days of rest in this spot. They've dominated first road game since June 23rd, since before the Commissioner's Cup. when they went to Atlanta and smoked the Dream. They've dominated poor teams, is what I wanted to mention about the Liberty as well, especially on the road. They played they're 3-0 straight up and against the number on the road versus teams that are below 500. And the way I want to attack the Liberty today is the Liberty today is probably in the first quarter. They're averaging 28 points in the first quarter in this spot so far. They've scored 88 overall for the full game in all 3 of those games, and 96 or more in 2 of those 3 games as well. And we got to remember something about the Liberty. They are number 2 in offensive rating, number 3 in defensive rating, number 2 in net rating, and the number 1 overall offensive rated team in the WNBA so far this season in totality. Then we look at the Fever. First game back home, 1 day's rest, 3 straight losses and non-covers. They've been Fever have been pretty bad when they're not playing against really poor teams. So first game back home after a 4-game road trip, typically a flat spot. The Fever are 0-9 straight up and 2-7 against the spread when they're playing against a team that has a 50% win percentage of an average of 27 points in the first quarter, 27.5 points in the first quarter. So, I think it's a spot where I know that the Fever have been looking good for a while, but we got to remember that stretch of wins that the Fever had, they did really come against poor teams. When they went to Vegas the other day, and I thought it was a good spot to back them in, one of the losses that we recently had, it was a game that they got smoked in. Just didn't show up offensively, defensively, ended up giving up 88 points, only scored 69, lose the game by 19. They played the Mercury. They did get a good win there. But before that, they got smoked by the Storm. Storm beat them by 12. They lost to the Sky as well. They beat the Dream, the Mystics, the Sky, the Dream. Like, I'm not giving them but so much credit for that. So yeah, if I'm playing the game, I like the Liberty early in this one. I think that they'll be able to score the basketball. The only hesitation with the Liberty though, well, here's a reason why I like the Liberty. I think they're 6-3 against the number on the road. They're winning by an average of 10 points, 9 or 10 points overall. And they're winning by, I think it's an average of 9 or 10 points on the road. And the Liberty, for whatever reason, they play a little bit more defense on the road, which is why I'm not intrigued by taking the over on this game. I would look more towards Liberty to go over their team total. The Fever have been an over team as well, 14-7 to the over. So two in every 3 games have gone over for them, even though they are 3-0 to the under in their last 3 games. These totals, like I said, have gotten a tad bit too high. The market adjusted them a little bit too much, and they have gone under recently. So, I like the Liberty also. They just smoked the Fever every single time that they played them. I know that the Fever have gotten a little bit better. But like I said, they hadn't been playing against anybody great. These 2 teams have played 3 times, I want to say, so far this season. Let's see. Yeah, they played 3 times so far this season. The Liberty beat them 102-66 in the first game, smoked them by 36, beat them by 11 in New York, and beat them by 36 in Indiana earlier this season. So 2 of the 3 games have gone over the total. The Liberty have scored 102, 91, and 104. So, I would look towards Liberty first quarter team total, and I would look towards Liberty for the full game. But like I said, I don't really like the spread as much. The one thing about the Liberty that really, and I'll go through the comments in just a second. I just wanted to share this real quick. The one thing about the Liberty, though, and we've religiously talked about this, is they can really struggle to put the ball in the basket at times. They go through these spurts where they just can't score the basketball. They shoot a ton of threes. They remind me a lot of the Boston Celtics. And sometimes they can rely on their defense. Other times they don't. They are, like I said, one of the better road teams in the WNBA. And it's just not a lot that really scares me about the Indiana Fever's offense. They struggle to score. They have been shooting the ball a little bit better from the 3-point line, about 35%, which is 6th in the WNBA. but the Lynx, the Liberty are holding teams to about 31% from the 3-point line. So they're doing a pretty good job from the 3-point line, which is 4th overall in their last 5 games. The Fever don't force turnovers. They turn the ball over a lot, 2nd highest rate. They don't force a lot of turnovers. And they also just don't get a lot of points off turnovers because they don't force turnovers. They do get a lot of second chance points. So it's going to be important for Jocko Jones to stay out of foul trouble in this game if they plan on covering and scoring their points. He's going to have a hands full with Aaliyah Boston. The Fever also play pretty slow. They don't get out in fast break. They average in the 3rd fewest points in fast break, and not getting too many points in the paint either. So that's where I was looking in this game. If I had to play anything, it would be New York first quarter team total over. Yesterday, when I was looking into this and I knew this was going to be a spot that I liked, I didn't even the number wasn't even out yet. So first quarter, let's see. First quarter team total is 23.5. I would go over on the Liberty team total if I was playing anything today. It looks like the best number is available on DraftKings at -108. It's also on FanDuel, juiced to -130. Also on Bet365 at -115. So definitely shop around, get the best number. DraftKings look like they have the best number on that first quarter team total over for the New York Liberty. I don't think they come out flat here. All right, let's go back up to the top and see what you guys are saying about this one. We'll be getting to the next one. Prolific says, if I had to play, I do like Fever first half on the spread. So you like Liberty late? You think the Liberty pick it up late, or you think the Fever cover the full game? Prolific, let me know. FY says bad spot for the Fever. I agree. Like I said, first game back home after four games on the road, typically a flat spot. This was the spot that the Lynx were in the other day when they lost outright to Connecticut the other day. We thought that they were going to bounce back, but they didn't. That first game back home is typically not the greatest spot. It's not the greatest spot at all, even though they do have a day's rest in between. Dropping Downs likes the Liberty first quarter on the spread. I think this correlates with the team total to go over. Liberty also, the Fever also just struggle in the first quarter for whatever reason. You can get a 2.5 on BetMGM at -120 if you do like the Liberty in the first quarter. I would be looking this way as well. Looks like 3 is the consensus, but 2.5s are available. I like that Dropping Dimes. LJ says Brianna Stewart points, rebounds, and assists, very profitable. Yeah, she to me, LJ, when I watch Brianna Stewart, she's like the best player that doesn't assert themselves super frequently. She's super passive for her to be that good. Like, she defers a little bit too much, in my opinion. I honestly think that she's probably a top 3 player in the WNBA. But she don't play like it all the time. When her team is struggling, she kind of puts them on her back, which her unaggressiveness, or lack of aggression, I should say, always scares me off of her. But yeah, and I'm not sure if she's going to be needed in this. I can see all the other players having a big game. But Naja Laney from the 3-point line, this could be a Courtney Vandersloot game. Like I said, Indiana not stopping anybody. Their defense is terrible. So yeah, I can see them getting smoked again in this one. Let's see. Rob says, I'm not fading JJ again. I wouldn't either. PZ says, all the dogs covered last night. They absolutely did. Even Atlanta covered last night. I said I won't land points with Dallas Wings. Kendrick says, I'm looking to play more situations in the WNBA. I've been seeing the cash a lot this season. I'm right there with you, Kendrick, right there with you. HM says the total is 173.5 now. Yeah, it continues to go up. The more it goes up, the more I would look towards the under. But before I play the under, I would just look towards Liberty team total to go over. I'm not sure how much the Fever are going to contribute, if I'm being honest. Like I said, the Liberty have been really good on the defensive end when they're playing on the road for whatever reason. They just, I don't know. They're much better on the road than they are at home. So yeah, they only giving up 77.4 points per game on the road. They've held, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 opponents. 6 of their 9 opponents have stayed under their team total, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their last 6 opponents have actually stayed under their team total. Fever are playing fast, but the Liberty actually playing a little bit slower as of late. So Yeah, I wouldn't play I don't like the full game over for that reason. Anish says live betting is the way to go. I agree with that. PZ says Liberty team total over 91.5. If I'm playing this game, I agree with that. Karai says he says in life, you got to take some L's, keep going. Yeah, and that's a fact. It's been that way for a long time. Ethan says, Chris, brother, all my Jewel Lloyd hype in the chat yesterday was bad juju. I mean, she was kind of due for a bad game, Ethan. I do think that. She was kind of due for a bad game. I didn't think it was going to be that bad, though, if I'm being honest. I did not think it was going to be that bad. She looked terrible yesterday. Unique says Benaje Laney over her 4.5 rebounds, and he likes John Cole Jones. I don't know if you, Delphine, this might be a lady. I'm sorry. Likes Jacquel under 9.5 rebounds. FY says wait till 10 minutes before the game starts and bet the under. If it continues to go up, I couldn't talk to you all. It could just be a live spot too. LJ says if Liberty reminds you of Celtics, does that mean they win the championship? Potentially. It's going to be them and the Aces, in my opinion. Them, the Aces, and the Sparks. I think the Lynx. A little too ahead of their time, but we'll talk about them in a second. Timeout says Stewie costing me so much money with points. She ain't passive, in my opinion. She's shooting horrible this year. I think it's both. I think it's a little bit of both. She hasn't been shooting the ball well. I would agree with that as well. Timeout. Let's see. Dropping Dime says feels like betting the W might be more profitable after the Olympic break. Some of these ladies may already be thinking about playing in France, and the rest might have one foot on the beach. Yeah, that could be it as well. Dropping Dimes could be it as well. I just kind of feel like I want to take a step back, let the dust settle. Like, kind of. I need to see some stuff before I start placing bets again. So if the lean's cash, that'd be great. But like I said, I'm probably not placing a single bet. Maybe not playing anything tomorrow either. Sometimes you just gotta take a reset. Win, lose, or draw, you just need a reset. Right now, I feel like I need a reset. Jordan says, don't you think Caitlin needs to respond to what Angel Reese has been doing? Yeah, but the Liberty have also been the second best defensive team on the road. So Caitlin looked like, for anybody who watched that game against the Aces, she just looked like, I mean, I know her shots weren't falling, and that's one thing, but she just looked like she was kind of fed up. Like, team isn't playing well. Remember we talked about Timmy Fogg-Bagley dropping the touchdown that was right in her hand. All she had to do was go up and, well, she did lay it up, missed the whole rim. Like, I think she's frustrated. It could she come out and play a little bit better today? Yeah. But it's not going to be that easy, though. I really don't think it's going to be that easy. Liberty defense has been good. Justin says he got the Liberty to win the chip in his pocket. Couldn't talk you off. Chad says, what about the first quarter under 44.5? I don't really have an opinion on that, Chad. I know that think the Liberty gonna score in the first quarter. I'm not sure what the Fever gonna do. Prolific says Liberty always give up in the first half, like always. Okay. Dropping Dime says thoughts on Benaje Laney Hamilton over 3.5 assists. I know she's been cashing it, but it hasn't been something that I've been playing or capping. Dropping Dimes. I don't know how many assists she's averaging. I know Courtney Vandersloot back now. Like, don't give me the line. I have no idea what to do with that. Dante says seems like they let their foot off the gas since the Commissioner's Cup. I think he's talking about the Lynx. Not sure. And I don't think they played since Tuesday, Justin. That is, you see the 3 days of rest there. Wednesday, Thursday. Hold on. Let's see. Liberty. The last time they played was against the. Yeah, they ain't played since Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, 3 days of rest. Yeah, they ain't played since Tuesday when they beat the Lynx. Lynx just kind of ran out of gas in that spot. All right, let's move on to the next one. Real quick, just a quick recap of this one. If I'm playing, I'm taking Liberty first quarter team total over 23.5. Couldn't talk anybody off Liberty first quarter minus the 2.5, minus the 3. And then for the full game, I would look towards the Liberty team total to go up and over the 90.5, 91.5, whatever that number is. All right, let's go to the next one. Next game up, we got the Lynx, and they are home favorites. They're laying 8.5. Let's make sure this number is correct still. 8.5 total, 157. Drop down to 156.5. Back up to 157. So let's jump into this one. And I think I saw this open at 8 and a little bit of money coming in on the Lynx here to push it to 8.5. So injury report, super important in this one. We got Stephanie Dolson, who missed the last game against the Aces. I think that cost us the cover, but neither here nor there. She was out with an illness. She's listed as a game time decision for today. So I definitely wouldn't play this game until I know her status because of her ability to stretch the floor, knock down 3-point shots. Shakira Austin, Brittany Sykes, and Carly Samuelson remain out for the Washington Mystics. And then on the Lynx side, Upopa is out. She got hurt in that last game against Connecticut, didn't return. And then Nafisha Collier is also listed as doubtful. She had a lower left leg injury and did not return in that last game as well. Doesn't look like she's going to suit up today, but that hasn't been ruled out yet. So you got a Minnesota Lynx team that is, Washington Mystics team that is coming off 1 day's rest. Of course, they just lost to the Aces by 21 points. This is a third straight road game for them. Also, their third game and fifth nights, all in different gyms. They started on the West Coast, of course. They beat the Sparks, 1 day's rest, lose to the Aces, and then 1 day's rest, and now they are in Minnesota. On the Lynx side, they also have 1 day's rest. Second game back home for them after that long 4-game road trip. Third game and fifth nights, and a fourth game and 7 nights for Minnesota as well. Coming off back-to-back losses for the first time this season. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games since winning the Commissioner's Cup. And, a lot of variance with this team as of late recently also. I talked about this in the last game against Connecticut. I said that their offense have been the worst in the WNBA over the last 5 games, and that still holds true. They couldn't score the basketball against Connecticut. Now you get a Washington team that is second worst defensive rated team in the WNBA. But this is a difficult game. It's a really, really difficult game because the Washington Mystics continue to cover on the road, even though they didn't against the Aces when they were getting 16.5 points in that game. But outside of that, they continue to be covering machines. Real quick, I don't have it pulled up, but I want to look at the Mystics when they are road dogs. I know that they're profitable. I want to say it's 6-3, but I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right numbers. 7-4. 7-4 against the number. Only 2-9 straight up. They're losing by average of 7 points, which is right about where this line is. Other big thing I wanted to talk about. Other big thing I wanted to talk about, I'll look at one of the comments in a second. I see my guy Ski in the chat. Other thing I wanted to talk about was the impact of Nafisha Collier. Fee is really, really good at basketball for people who haven't been watching WNBA. So when I went through and looked at some of the advanced metrics, the Lynx with Fee on the floor, they're plus 11.4 in net rating. She impacts both offensively and defensively. With Nafisha Collier off the floor, the Lynx go to a minus 3.6 in net rating. She makes a ton of impact on the offensive and defensive side of the basketball. She blocks shots. She's their best rebounder. She gets steals. So that scares me a lot if you want to take the Mystics, if you want to lay the points in this game, especially with how poor the Lynx defense has been, with how poor the Lynx offense has been recently. When I go through and I look at this game, though, I did take a deep dive into this game, and I wanted to start with the Washington Mystics offense. So offensively, last 5 games, all of these numbers that I give you guys, the Mystics are second in effective field goal percentage, but the Lynx are number 1 in opponent effective field goal percentage over the last 5 games. So that tells me that the Mystics should struggle to score here. Washington doesn't shoot a ton of free throws, and Minnesota fouls less than any other team in the WNBA over the last 5 games. Washington turns the ball over at the 3rd highest rate, but Minnesota they actually force the 3rd fewest turnovers. So Minnesota doesn't turn their opponents over. And then you got Washington playing at the 3rd slowest pace over the last 5 games. Minnesota also playing at the 2nd slowest pace over the last 5 games. So to me, when I'm thinking about pace and I'm thinking about defense, that makes me look towards maybe Mystics team total under. So I kept going. Washington, what do they score the ball from? We religiously talk about this. They shoot a ton of threes, number 1 and above the break 3 field goal percentage at 43% over the last 5 games. That's where they get it from the 3-point line. Minnesota is number 3 over the last 5 games at defending the 3-point line, allowing teams to shoot about 31% from the 3-point line. So my thoughts are this. After coming off back-to-back losses for the first time this season. Like I said, they've lost 3 of their last 4 games since beating the Liberty in the Commissioner's Cup game, and potentially not having their best defensive player. I would expect Minnesota to be locked in from the jump here. Coach Reeves is an excellent coach who I think will motivate her team to play well in this spot, especially on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of what Washington likes to do are strengths for the Lynx defense. So whether Fee plays or not, which I feel like she's not, but that's just my early thought. I think Minnesota locks up in this spot. I think they take away the 3-point shot and they hold Washington under their team total. And the Washington team total is pretty low. It's 74.5. So I don't think Washington gets to 75 points, especially with both teams playing at a bottom 3 pace over the last 5 games. So if I had to play this game, it would be Washington team total under 74.5. Remember, the other thing I said was that the Lynx offense has been the worst over the last 5 games, even though the Mystics defense has been pretty poor as well. And when I went back and looked at it, the Lynx have been playing against some pretty good opponents. So could their offense play better in this spot? Yeah. Against the Sun, they scored 73. Against the Liberty, they scored 67. Against the Sky, they only scored 70, and they were able to win that game. Against the Wings, they scored 88, but again, that was coming off the Commissioner's Cup game. Against the Liberty, they also scored 94 in the Commissioner's Cup game as well. So yeah, I just kind of feel like the Lynx defense shows up, whether their offense shows up or not. Not that the Mystics going to be out there stopping anybody, because they really can't. They really not stopping anybody either. The other side of it, real quick, before I get into the comments, the other side of it is in the way that the Mystics could potentially cover in this spot. What I don't like about the Lynx, so in my opinion, you're not going to have Nafisha Collier. The Lynx continue to be a very poor rebounding team. All season, they've been a really bad rebounding team. It's been one of their Achilles heels throughout the season. Last 5 games says that they are the 3rd worst offensive rebounding team, so they're not getting a lot of second chance opportunities. They're the 2nd worst defensive rebounding team, and they're the 2nd worst overall rebounding team as well. Add that to the fact that Nafisha Collier may not play in this game, and their rebounding definitely gets worse because she's their best rebounder. You go in and look at it, we know her rebounds always set at like 10.5. Alana Smith, not the greatest, rebounder. She gonna have to go down there and do her thing today. But that could hinder the Minnesota Lynx, in my opinion. I do think that they're locked up. I think that they're gonna be locked in this game though, especially coming off back-to-back losses. So let's see what you guys are saying about this one. I talked a lot. Dante, well, no, I read that already. Crazy Land says, do the Liberty plan on starting slow again? This is the one thing that's really hard to cap with the Liberty, Crazy Land. I would just say, based on what I told you about the Fever defense, I would say no. With them being well rested, I think this is probably a national TV game too. It starts at 1 o'clock. I'm not sure what channel it comes on, but yeah, I think the Liberty get up for this game. I really, really do. I know that they've beaten the Fever already, but I think that they want to smash the Fever again. And I just don't trust the Fever defensively. When the Liberty are making shots, they're probably, first, second best team in the WNBA. And we've seen them religiously start slow sometimes. The slow starts can come at home as well. On the road, they've been a little bit better. Let me just put some numbers to that real quick as well. The Liberty on the road averaging 24.7 points in the first quarter. So a shade under 25. Their team total today, like I said, is 23.5, and they're only giving up 19.1. So they're almost a plus, what is that? 5.6 in the first quarter. So I would say that they don't. And then I said this at the beginning, but the Fever are 0-9, straight up 2-7 against the number when they're playing a team that has a 55% win percentage or better. They're giving up an average of 27.5 points in the first quarter, which is why I like the Liberty first quarter team total over. Lingowick says Caitlin looks tired. She's been playing a lot of basketball the last year, and I would agree with that. Here we go. Ski says, I'm on the East Coast right now, and this early show makes a lot more sense now. Hey, Ski, I could have sent you the link, bro. You just let me know, man. I think I see RC in the chat too. We got the West Coasters on the East Coast time 9:05, well 9:03, 9:02, whatever time it is. FY likes Minnesota first half minus the 4.5. Dropping Dom says first half under 80.5. I think that could potentially make some sense here. Like I said, probably not gonna play the game though. Prolific says this game another dumpster fire without Feezy. Yeah, she hasn't been ruled out yet, but I don't think she's gonna play. That's just my opinion. More like Sway says this is one you definitely live bet. Yeah, you just kind of see how it starts. My guy, I see asking Ski about the world tour. Bruce says, good morning, guys. Late to the show. What up, Bruce? Appreciate you for tapping in. Hopefully you're cashing your bets. He says he likes Tiffany Mitchell, likes Kelsey Mitchell. I'm my fault. I'm pretty sure this is Kelsey Mitchell over her 16.5 points, and Kayla McBride to get over her 20.5 points and assists today. Yeah, I feel like she's the veteran that probably does step up today, Bruce. So I couldn't talk you off. Wish FanDuel had her PRA line. She had 8 last game. Oh, word. That's what's up, Ozzy. He says he's got to take his son to his first AAU tournament today. That's what's up, man. Hopefully he does well. Sending the good vibes there. Ethan says, who do you think has potential to ball out on the Fever? Trying to fade some stuff. I don't know, man. I don't really want to fade the Liberty defense on the road. Like I said, they've been good on the road. 7-2 straight up, 6-3 against the number, winning by average of 9 points. And they, the cover came against the game that they didn't cover came against the Mercury when they lost outright. The Lynx when they lost outright. And before that, they had covered every single game. Outside of that first game of the season when they were playing the Mystics and won that game by 5 when they were laying 11.5 in DC. But they, against the poor teams, they cover. Against the good teams, they cover. Remember, they beat the Aces by 8. They beat the Sun by 7. They were only laying 2 in that spot. Yeah, I don't trust the Fever. I really, really don't, if I'm being honest. What up, Travis? Kalani says Lynx spread to play. I'm not playing the Lynx today, Kalani. I think you could definitely wait on Fee. I think you also want to wait on Dawson. She means a lot, in my opinion, because they're going to need her to shoot the ball from the 3-point line. If she doesn't play again because of that illness, and I read that it was, I think Copeland, the beat writer for Washington, said that it was like flu-like symptoms that was kind of going around the team as well. So, yeah. I think they were kind of like trying to isolate her. I have no idea if she's going to play, but I think that she doesn't play, it definitely impacts the total. And I would like that team total under a little bit more for the Washington Mystics and staying off the spread. Bruce says Kelsey Mitchell's going to be the lady today. And that could be her. When you got, we religiously talk about the wings, the Liberty guards not being the greatest. Sabrina, not the greatest defender, even though she has, I think, made a little bit of improvement. Courtney Vandersloot is like 120 years old. So, yeah. But the Liberty play pretty good team defense. He said he'll lock in with me sometime this week. Okay, bet. We can definitely do that. Nate says, what do you think about Nalena Smith? See her line for points and rebounds at 20. Man. I won't give you a strong opinion on. I'm sorry, I said Elena, Nalissa Smith, Nate, and it's probably just because she burned me so bad in the last game. When I had the Liberty, when I had the Fever to cover against the Aces, I think it was like plus 13.5. I watched Nalissa Smith go 1 for 7 from the free throw line, missed every single shot that she took, couldn't make a free throw. Like I don't know if it was something psychologically going on in her head. But I watched her get fouled to go to the free throw line, miss 2, get fouled again within the same minute, go to the free throw line, miss 2. I have nothing good to say about Nalissa Smith right now, so I'll stay off of Nalissa Smith. I'll tell you, take whatever it is that you like about her. Whatever you like her, take her. I don't have anything nice to say about Nalissa Smith right now. And she's probably gonna be matched up against Stewie as well, because I'm imagining that if she stays in the starting lineup, Aaliyah Boston probably draws Jaquel Jones. I agree with this from my guys. He says today's games are ugly. Ski says WNBA right now is reminding me of that middle part of the NBA season where the Dirty Dogs went crazy. I remember when Ski was taking the Dirty Dogs, people was getting mad at Ski for taking the Dirty Dogs, especially when they didn't cash, but he cashed a lot of them though. And you know what's crazy about this though, Ski, is that just real quick, because I was thinking about this as well. What's crazy about this is you know, I was just thinking about the cold run that I was on, and I was like, man, am I taking too many favors and am I taking too many dogs? It's been a mixture of both. I just can't get anything right. Last night, it was 2 favorites. The night before that, it was Fever. They were the dog. The night before that, it was the Mystics. They were the dog. So I've just been, I've been off like all the way around. It's just been, you know, teams just either performing poorly or not, or, you know, overperforming. But I will say the Sky, they've been the one team. I tried to fade the Sky against the Dream, and they came through. So the Sky are definitely a buy on team right now, it looks like, and they're gonna be in a tough matchup in the next spot. True System says flu-like symptoms means that time of the month. It could be it. It definitely could be it. So does she play today? True. Did Stephanie Dawson get back out there today? And how much of the team is impacted? Because it did look like the team was impacted against the Aces when they got smoked. They even came out flat in that second quarter, which is typically where you can, you know, take the Mystics to cover if you do like them. HM says Caitlin rebounds and assists at 14. That number is a bit high, but I know she's been cashing it. Are her teammates gonna be able to make shots? Is what I would ask you, HM. Because they blow layups left and right. Religiously, they blow layups. Caitlin looked like, at times she looked like she out there playing with a bunch of middle school kids, because they just fumbled the passes away, missed the layups. Like, it's bad at times. I don't want to bet on that today. RC says the injury report reminded him of the NBA right now, and I agree with that as well. It's been, I know I've been on the worst side of the injury report. Even when we had the Lynx the other day against Connecticut, that was the game that Fee got hurt. Stephanie Dawson against the Aces, she ends up getting ruled out because of illness, and I gave a play out the day before because I wanted to get on the line early. So yeah, injury report's been bad. It's been really, really bad. Travis says Mystics first half, Liberty first half. With the alt totals. Okay. Best of luck to you, man. Like I said, it's nothing that I really am super strong on today. The one play that I do like a little bit more than any other play, though, like I said, would be that New York Liberty team total in the first quarter to get up and over. If I'm playing anything, I just think that I think the Fever are in a really bad travel spot. I think the total is 23.5. Like I said, DraftKings had the best number at -108. So that's the way that I would look. The Fever religiously starts slow. First game back home, only 1 day of rest. First game back home after a 4-game road trip. And the Liberty are just really good at basketball early in the game for whatever reason. So if I had to make one play today, that's what it would be. I think the second game, you want to wait on the Stephanie Dawson news. You want to make sure that Nafisha Collier is ruled out. If you like the Mystics, you probably want to jump in now. I don't want the Mystics, though, even though they probably will bounce back and cover the game. But I do think Lynx early makes a lot of sense. And the other play that I mentioned was, I'll add this one as well, but I didn't play either game yet. That Washington team total under 74.5, I think is the number. And that's predicated on Washington just shooting a 3-point ball. The Lynx, like I said, off back-to-back losses. They've lost 3 of their last 4. So I think that, second game back home, they kind of settle in. Both of these teams playing at a bottom 3 pace right now. And Washington's kind of been all over the place. So Washington not able to make the 3-point shot. I think that they struggle to score the basketball. The Lynx defense has been pretty strong, even though their offense is, the worst over the last 5 games. So these are the ways that I would look at today's games. I don't have an official play. Probably not going to make one either, if I'm being honest with you guys. Just wanted to come in. Even after getting smoked last night, went 2-0 the night before, but got smoked the night before that as well. Just a lot of inconsistencies in the WNBA. So like I said, I'm going to step back, let the dust kind of settle where it may, and then I'll jump back in, when we get a little more consistency. But you can't be afraid, in my opinion, to take a couple of days off, especially when things aren't going well. The process remains the same, but it's okay taking a break. And I think that's what I feel like I need a break right now. So I'm going to take a break. But these are the ways that I would look if I was playing the 2 games for today. Not really looking at any player props, if I'm being honest with you guys. I know we cashed the couple that I did give out. Alicia Gray cashed last night too, but I don't really want to play any player props for today. So resources are here. Shout out to my guy RC in the comment section. Moneyballer.com is where you can find stats, trends, situational spots, all of that in one website. So you don't have to go all over the place. So definitely check out moneyballer.com. It is still free right now to sign up and get join over there and get a membership. So definitely check them out. Always want to shout out OzJam. You guys can get 25% off your first month using code CBC to sign up. And the link for that is in the description. The link for my official plays are also in the description as well. You guys can like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys would like to. Like I said, cold right now, but we'll bounce back and be profitable on the season. Still profitable in the season, but we'll get all that back. And again, I said this earlier, but if you disagree with something that I said, or you got a different take, play what it is that you love, man. I don't force anybody to make plays. Just play what it is that you absolutely love. Whether you agree or disagree with my analysis, that part doesn't matter. Just, play whatever it is that you like. We will be back tomorrow. I think it's 4 games in the W tomorrow. Pretty good games tomorrow as well. So we'll be back tomorrow. Best of luck on whatever it is that you do end up playing today. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy your Saturday. I'm out.